Greetings, everyone. Once again, it's brother Mota Mwanidi sharing the authentic truth brought to us by Zulula 100, the only teacher. The message today is going to be in the current classic day Bible, and the title is "Why did the sin impact the animals?" So, why did the sin also had an impact on the animal? So, even the beasts of the waters, the soil, so the beasts of the field, and even the reptiles and even the birds and so on. Why did it has an impact on the animals? We know that the sin has entered regarding men, the people. It was through the first man and the first woman. So in the current Bibles, Adam and Eve. But why did it also impact the animals? What did they do to deserve it? We know that the serpent has also disobeyed because he's the one who spoke with the woman, so he seduced the woman to go, and so he deceived her to go and take the forbidden fruit. But what did it also impact? Not only the serpent, but the rest of the animals. In Proverbs 19:2, you're told, the lack of knowledge is not good for any spirit of men of the original race. So this is in Bibè, the book of the truth. And in John chapter 8, verse 32, in the current Bibles, you're told, and you will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. So, in Genesis chapter 3, verse 6, in the King James Version, you're told, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, comma, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, comma, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, comma, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. So that fruit, behind it was a teaching that she received in another plane. But in another sphere, that's also he also has an appearance. That's why you're told in Genesis 3:6, and the woman saw that the tree was good for food. Good for food, that will represent it was good also for her body, because a person is made of three beings: the body, the soul, and the spirit. So when it says here it was good for food, that will represent it was good for her body. And it was pleasant to the eyes. That means it was pleasant. It was also impactful, pleasant for her soul. And a tree to be desired to make one wise, that will represent the intellect, that will represent the spirit. So precious for the intelligence. Now, we know that the animals were on earth before the men, before the first men. So physically, they were there first. And before Adam and Eve disobeyed, the sin did not have any impact on the animals. They were peacefully living on the earth. It's not like the scientists would claim that regarding the dinosaurs, that they were killing each other, eating each other, and so on. No, the animals before the seduction, before the fall, they were peacefully living. They were eating the herbs, and it was those herbs at the beginning. They were nutritious. They were very good. It's not like the herbs you see today or the grass you see today. So the sin nature was not in the animals before the fall. And so why did it impact the animals, the rest of the animals? And here I'm speaking not regarding the serpent, who was also corrupted. In Revelation chapter 12, verse 7, Revelation chapter 12, verse 9, in the King James Version, you're told, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So So that's because Satan he corrupted the serpent, and it was through the serpent that he also seduced the woman to go and take the forbidden fruit, for her to disobey, and also influence her husband. But when Eve consumed that fruit, so when she took that teaching, nothing happened to the rest. But how then it did enter the world? Because you're told in Romans chapter 5, verse 12, in the New Century Version, sin came into the world because of what one man did, comma, and with sin came death, period. This is why everyone must die, because everyone sinned, period. So here in the current Bibles, in Romans chapter 5, verse 12, you're told that sin came into the world, because of what one man did. What didn't he say before? Because of what one man and one woman did, because they both disobeyed. But you're told it was because of one man. Like I've mentioned, when the first woman ate, nothing happened. But when Adam ate, that's when he heard a voice. That's when something happened. And you're told that in Romans 5:12, this is why everyone must die, because everyone sinned. Everyone sinned. What does that mean, everyone sinned? Because we know even in the Bibles, there are some people who did not sin. But because that sin has impacted the first man, the first woman, it also impacted their descendants. So when it says everyone sinned, it means everyone was affected. The sin came into the world. The disobedience entered them. So it entered the realm of men, because we know the first man, the first woman, they ate it, and it is from them that they had descended that men came after. So we know how he impacted the men, the people. Because when Adam ate, he disobeyed, and that disobedience also affected his body. So his genes, so even his seed was impacted. That's why even in their descendant, he also impacted Cain, Abel, and so on. Because even their genes, their body was, so their seed were contaminated, were affected, their cells. In Genesis chapter 3, verse 20, in the English Standard Version, you're told, the man called his wife name Eve, comma, because she was the mother of all living, period, of all living. But we know the animals, they also live. They have movement. They are beings. But when he says here, all living, is regarding men, because in Good News Translation, you're told, Adam named his wife Eve, comma, because she was the mother of all human beings. All human beings. But you have to understand that she was the mother of all men, because human beings is a different terms. In other teachings, I will explain it if the verb of loba allowed. But here, regarding this message, this teaching in the Korean Bibles, Adam and Eve here, she was the mother of all men, or you can say mankind, human beings, and so on. But not of the animals. So why did he impact the animals? So the animals didn't come from Eve. How did how did they inherit also the sin? In Matthew chapter 15, verse 17, you're told in the International Standard Version, don't you know that everything that goes into the mouth passes into the stomach and then is expelled as waste? Question mark. King James Bible, do not ye yet understand that whatsoever entered in at the mouth goeth into the belly and is cast out into the drought? Question mark. Berean Little Bible, do you not ye yet understand that everything entering the mouth goes into the stomach and is cast out into the sewer? Dual Rhyme Bible, do you not understand that whatsoever entered into the mouth goeth into the belly and is cast out into the privy? Question mark. So when you eat, what goes into the mouth when you eat? It goes to the belly, the stomach, and then it is expelled, so it goes to the secret place, the privy. What is that secret place? In Psalms chapter 139, verse 15, in the English Standard Version, you're told, my frame was not hidden from you, comma, when I was being made in secret, comma, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. So here regarding this teaching, because here that hidden place can also represent the womb, right? But now regarding this teaching, this message regarding the sin and the earth and regarding the animals, in the New International Version, you're told, Psalms 139, verse 15, my frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, comma, so the secret place that will represent that privy, when I was woven together in the depth of the earth. So that secret place, that privy, those the drought, the sewer mentioned in Matthew chapter 15, verse 17, you have to understand that when you go to the secret place, when that waste is expelled, it goes in the earth. That's why Matthew 15:17, do not ye yet conceive that whatever enters at the mouth passes to the belly and it is discharged downwards. So in the ditch, in the earth. And we know that the animals, they consumed what the earth produced. So when they ate the forbidden fruit, you have to understand that spiritually. When they ate that fruit, it impacted their cells, it impacted their body. And they also, it had to go through and they had to discharge it, expel it. And that waste go into contact with the earth, so it impact the earth. And the animals, they eat from what the earth produce, the herbs and so on. So they are also affected. He impacted them. In Genesis chapter 3, verse 17, New International Version, to Adam he said, because you listened to your wife and ate fruit from the tree about which I commanded you, you must not eat from it. Cursed is the ground because of you. So he impacted the ground as well, so the soil. Through painful toil, you will eat from it all the days of your life. So in some versions it says that the earth will be cursed, but in others it said the earth, cursed is the earth. So it is cursed, it is affected, it is impacted. So after the fall, the man Adam, he lived physical existence. So he was weakened. So in that wickedness, he also had to discharge, and he affected the earth. And from that soil, that earth, we know that's where the plant comes from, and so the animals were also affected. So this was the message in the Korean Bibles to explain why the sin impacted the animals. This was a small demonstration of the revelation. It is more in depth, well explained regarding why it impacted in Bibè, the Book of the Truth, the only authentic Bible, because the first man represented the law. So when the man is affected, the law, the nature itself is also affected. And like I've mentioned, it is more in depth, clear in Bibè, the Book of the Truth. That was the message. All glory be to Loba, the only and unique creator.